What is up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. We've talked quite a bit over the past year or so about scamming organizations. A long list of esports orgs have not paid players, or even done worse than that, wrongful kicks, and along the like of many other things in esports. We have seen several orgs do some pretty shady things here. Now we talk about another one, which, by the way, has been under fire for several months now, that being Andrew Arbini, the founder and, of course, the owner of Regal Reserve, or Regal Esports, whichever one you do want to call them. I'm going to give you guys a short list of things that Andrew, amidst others, have apparently done inside the organization. If you guys want further detail and also further evidence, which I've overgone, but these guys have done all the work, that being a couple channels linked down below for all of you. This all led by Upper Echelon Games. Alongside that, guys, also Sid Alpha have done videos on Andrew and the way he has ran his organization. To start this list off, and again, this will be a shorter version. If you guys want a lengthier, fully explained version, their stuff will be linked down below because it's great work, and well, they made that work public for all of us, as well as the evidence that kind of, well, it doesn't look good for a guy like Andrew and Regal Reserve and their future. Now, first off, guys, comes to the Twitter account, which they do use, which, by the way, evidence points to their first account was actually suspended due to fraudulent activities, maybe botting, maybe boosting their viewership or interactions, or of course, their followers on the account itself, has led to apparently the buying of a hacked account to be used now as their current Twitter. If you guys look around their Twitter as well, it's pretty basic and straightforward to realize that, well, the interactions just aren't there. Their tweets aren't really too active either. It's pretty easy nowadays to tell based off Twitter accounts, the number of followers they have and the interaction they get, whether or not the account has been boosted or botted in some form or another, which I would say the evidence does point directly to. Not to mention the promotion of a bunch of giveaways also falsely inflates. I definitely have had experience with that myself coming from the CSGO scene. I have a lot of dead followers myself because if you do only do giveaways, well, you get a lot of bot accounts to follow your Twitter account. This seems to be going on time and time again, to the fact that Regal Reserve and their current Twitter account, which, by the way, claims point to it being a bot hacked account, well, it only alludes to that even further. Now, next on the list, guys, one of the bigger things they actually did was a false promotion of a mansion or a home, whichever you do want to call it, which has also been proven at the time of the giveaway was not owned by anyone a part of Regal Reserve. Alongside that, makes it illegal to promote it as a giveaway for a bunch of viewers, by the way, offering one spot apparently for free in the house. Ever since then, the videos promoting that have been taken down, and the mansion or home was never purchased or rented out by any of these gamers or even given away to a fan or a viewer. On top of that, it has now been proven this mansion was never owned by Regal Reserve, thus should never have had the chance to be given away as a gaming or content house. And yes, they used it to falsely promote and again boost their numbers on Twitter interaction as an esports organization in general. It is also believed in that same video where they promote the mansion, and again, all this has since been taken down, which further proves that, well, the mansion was never owned and the fraudulent activity going on inside the organization. Typically, when you take that stuff down and try and get rid of the evidence, it doesn't really look good, especially for the organization of Regal. Also, supposedly, guys, not confirmed, the person in business with Andrew might even be his own father. So we'll see if this family business, well, if it runs in the family, and if that is so, they might both be in some pretty big trouble. Now, when it comes back to Andrew, though, I have now talked to at least a couple of sources alongside Zidalpha, Upper Echelon. They also mention other streamers and former members of the esports organization who have alluded to the fact that Andrew was actually hitting on his own recruitment members. If you guys also notice a trend here, they were hiring a fair few female streamers out there, and thanks to a lot of people who've come forward, both to Zidalpha, Upper Echelon Gaming, and alongside them, myself, have also told me that yes, apparently it was actually Andrew taking any chance he could to possibly hit on these members, which, as you guys can imagine, as an esports owner, I think it's pretty straightforward to know as rule number one, not to hit on or engage in those activities with your own subordinates or your own hirees or members, whatever you want to call it. It creates a direct conflict of interest, and I'm sure you guys can assume why that would be a bad idea to hit on people you are also hiring. Yeah, pretty straightforward on that one. And all of this leads to the culmination of a clip that he himself posted on his own stream, which I thought was the weirdest of all of these. You know, previously I talked about this mansion they had, they kind of fabricated out there as a giveaway, but also as a potential to any of their current members to possibly earn a spot in or actually pay for a spot to participate in a gaming house. It could be a really big lead on as a current member of an esports org if all of a sudden you're promised a gaming house or a gaming mansion or a content creating home. It's a common thing we see in esports. It can be a pretty big lead on to a lot of your members. Here's Andrew, by the way. I'm going to play the full clip for all of you guys. It's about a 5-minute clip and very confusing, but pretty much he directly admits to the fact that he manipulated and also lied to one of his members that he had hired in the Fortnite scene. Not only did he actually use this member to create and stir up drama, well, the way he talked about it, you guys can imagine what kind of owner he is. I will play the entire clip for all of you, and then we'll get back here later and talk about it.
Wild ass, unique, deep, low, shallow, really thing called life. It's going to hit you hard, but the idea is you want to hit back the most efficient way possible. So let me give you a perfect example. And this is going to kind of mind guys a little bit. So work with me here. Think about this. Just let it resonate in your brain. So I own a gaming team called Regal. And rather than accepting hate, I initially tell people, look, don't seek out drama. It's immature. It's definitely like, don't be like the high school relationship. No one wants that, right? We're all old enough as adults. Here's the part that's going to mind. How to incite drama and incite the world around you to better influence you while making it look like other people are gaining the most. Here's how. So with Regal, we had a pro Fortnite player, right? Good, really cracked out kid, but he seemed to be very problematic. And so one of my rules in Regal was telling him, hey, like from the beginning, no drama and no hitting on the members. 2 big no-nos, right? You hit on the members, you're out. Like, you're done. That's it. We're all here to grind our goals. Number 2, no drama. We're all adults here, or we're becoming adults soon. Leave that school, right? Like, leave that over there. Okay. So what does he do? Goes off, hits on a couple members. Dude, what did I tell you? You get 1 warning and you're out. Stop hitting on the members now. Okay, what does he do? Hits on the member again, right in front of me, because he thinks it's a joke. Goes off, incites some more drama, does his own thing. Okay. Thank you, Sniperfy. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow, dude. So, what does he do? He goes off, does that same thing again. Okay. Now, what do I do? Do I A, kick him? Or do I B, incite a reaction out of him that's going to benefit me and benefit Regal for the best? So, this is kind of playing in terms of psychology, what I'm about to present to you guys, and how I accomplished this. I had known, hey, Regal was going to get a Fortnite house. This is going to be something huge for us. And studying kind of the Donald Trump campaign, whether or not you like him or not, doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to this. He is able to incite reactions out of human beings in order for his benefit and his growth and his message to say sort of central, right? Like, he ran the media. Like, he was always a story, drama or not. And so I said, why not do the same? Why not do the same in this case, you know? So now what I tell my members is, hey, you guys gotta, my Regal members, you gotta redo these situations. Don't seek out drama that's gonna tear you down, but instead seek out drama that looks like it's gonna tear you down, but it's not. So what I did in this case, the mind thing is, this is what I did. I told this kid, hey man, like, we're getting this Fortnite house. I overhyped it. Like, it's gonna be awesome. Then the next day, I kicked him. Because he violated his contract. He'd gone against my rules, right? He didn't show up for certain tournaments. He, did some negative things. And because of that, I already knew in my head. And I told him, hey, like, we're getting this Fortnite house, but keep it on the DL. That was the most important thing. Keep it on the down low. If you don't keep this on the down low, like, you're going to ruin all of our plans, right? Made it seem like such a huge issue. I already knew he was going to go and tell people about it. I already knew he was going to tell everybody about it. Great. And he's going to do so in a negative way, which is exactly what I wanted. Because for me and Regal, there'd been no press release about it. There'd been no announcement, no talk about a Fortnite house. So from his point of view, he'd be like, oh, Regal's absolutely terrible. They're right? They have no idea what they're doing. They say they're getting a Fortnite house, but they don't actually have one, blah, blah, blah. So what happened? People started to hate on me. They came back at me. Andrew, why the did you kick this kid? He was your only shot at success. Now you have no idea what you're doing. You're an absolute crazy org owner. And what I did was something absolutely amazing in this case. This is the mind. I took someone who hated Regal and who started hating me, and I turned them against themselves. So instead of just accepting the hate and being like, well, I'm a person. No. All of a sudden people are talking about me. They're talking about my brand. They're talking about something that I haven't even done yet. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the hate got to a place of enough, right, where people were talking about it, bam, drop that announcement right then and there. That way, the world had all of a sudden turned around on him. It started to support me. More people knew about what Regal was. So the point of this story, the in itself, is that I turned a kid who was already causing problems, and I turned his problems to be beneficial towards me, and he still deals with those problems. I didn't touch him. I did not. His words affected him. His words positively affected me.
So yeah, there you have it. In a very, very long 5-minute circle, we have an esports owner, apparently of Regal Reserve, coming out and admitting that he not only lied to one of his members, albeit one of his members was breaking the rules, but considering, ironically enough, the same rules that Andrew has been accused of several times of breaking himself, of hitting on current members of his own esports org. He then lied to the player and then, of course, led him on about this gaming house or mansion, and then kicked him the next day, all to get more content, interaction, and views, and some bad press, as no bad press is actually bad press, I guess as the phrase does go, for his organization. Yes, if you guys can imagine any other owner out there making a video like this, it'd be tough, and of course it would be critiqued as well. Imagine Jack Etienne from Cloud9, or Steve from Liquid, or Nade Shot from 100 Thieves, or Hector from NRG coming forward and saying, hey, we lied to so-and-so player, I led them on, and then I kicked them. If this was anyone else, this would be top-of-the-line news. So for any esports owner to do this and then come out and actually have a video admitting to it, it seems utterly scummy. You can prize all of this together over the past 3 to 4 months, and again, starting with Upper Echelon and all of the evidence they have found against Regal Reserve, it makes you wonder who in their right mind would still join the organization, and how is this organization still in business? Albeit they're not too active anymore, but we're waiting for Andrew's response to all of this, as several channels have now called him out for all of these allegations, and I just want to do my part and put them out further to all of you guys. Again, thanks to Sid Alpha, thanks to Upper Echelon, all the people out there who actually garnered all this evidence, which is now public. I will link the Dropbox down below for all of you guys if you want to do your own posting. We will see the future of Regal, we'll see the future of Andrew and supposedly his own father in the esports business, but all of these allegations, they don't look good, and they deserve to be brought to light for any future streamers or content creators who actually want to join an organization like this one. What do you guys think about this? Pretty crazy. Of all the allegations out there against esports owners, these are probably some of the worst I've seen in quite some time. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy breaking down esports gaming news here every single day, all day long. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.